Yo, Skydia is broken as all hell. 1,000 years in 1 second. 1,000 years in 1 second, man. At this point in time, Skydia looks even more broken than Working Moon. And of course, we didn't see Guinness, the Emperor Crow, and Mother Snake, but god damn it, Skydia. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Sasser and I'm here today to do Toriko Chapter 377 review. Now, right off the bat, I want to say that my theory, it may still be true, but I don't think we're going to see it. I had a theory video and I was stating that God could give birth to other planets. But now, the way things are going, I don't think that we're going to get to see that. Because at the end of the chapter, chapter 377, I'm convinced that Komatsu is preparing God from the inside. And I think Toriko is going to eat God before Acacia can get a piece of God. That's what I think at this moment. But let's go on with the chapter. So at the beginning of the chapter we see Whale King Moon sucking everything in its black hole, and Acacia is looking in the direction of Whale King Moon, but he doesn't want to engage. He just wants to bypass the 8 kings and go straight to God. Of course, when he turns around to get to God, he sees Bambina, and Acacia freaking punches Bambina right after. It's the most powerful punch I ever seen in Toriko so far. Powerful enough that it breaks Bambina's membrane, and Bambina attaches itself from Acacia's hand with its tail. But when Bambina comes back because of the reflex from its tail, we see that the Bambina is no longer in membrane form. So Acacia punched Bambina so hard that it went automatically into the form without the membrane. And in return, Bambina punches Acacia straight to Whale King Moon. Now, what the Blue Knighto say to Acacia makes Acacia even more angry. Because the Blue Knighto tell Acacia use the back channel to escape Moon's black hole, because not even light can escape Moon's black hole, and you can use the back channel to escape. Of course, Acacia says, me, a god, running from something that's unconceivable. So I will not run from Whale King Moon, even if its stomach is another dimension entirely. The same applies to me and Neo. So that could be a hint that Neo's stomach is another dimension entirely. But anyway, he decides not to run from Whale King Moon. His arms, Acacia's arms, simply go out of proportion, and I think they're 100 times bigger than his body, and he just does a gourmet hammer and it breaks the entire meteor that was on Moon's back. Like, we don't see what Moon looks like, we see just a meteor, but now we learned that this meteor was on top of Whale King Moon, and when Acacia breaks the meteor, out of the meteor comes the Whale King, and he simply looks like a whale. I don't know if he's knocked out right now because of the hammer punch or whatever, but he seems to be a-okay, just lost the meteor that was on top of it. Right after Acacia does this, he wants to go straight for God again, and then it happens. Then it freaking happens. Skydia puts Acacia in a trance the same way he did with a piece of Acacia, and he's in a back. We learned that this is a back channel, but the back channels, the normal back channels, slow down time. This back channel that Skydia is using is increasing the time to 1,000 years in 1 second. 1,000 years in 1 second. Perhaps even more. Acacia is trapped within this back channel that Skydia has created, and he's aging, and he's withering. Like, he has to put Neo in cryptobiosis just for Neo to survive, and he engulfs himself within his own back channel so he will not die of old age. This is insane. So Acacia had to put Neo in cryptobiosis, and he had to put himself in his own back channel, which is hex as fuck, because in his own back channel a second is a month. We knew that from the previous chapters in Toriko, when he put Toriko face to face with Neo for 1 second, and that was an entire month. But anyway, it does not compare with Skydia's back channel. 1,000 years in 1 second, man. Goddamn. Anyway, he needs to get out of there fast. And he learns that without him defeating the 8 kings, he cannot get to God. So the 8 kings will not allow him to get to God, and he simply cannot bypass them. So he decides then and there that he must eat the 8 kings. Not only is he trapped in the back channel the Skydeer created, but Skydeer has more creatures coming from his back, because Skydeer is an entire forest, and he has creatures like the demon Orochi, the Ashurasaurus, and they are all pure breeds. They don't seem to be affected by Skydeer's back channel, so they are not aging the same way Acacia is aging. And they are attacking him. They are attacking him with poison, they are attacking him with lasers. Acacia is in trouble. Now, when the Blue Nitro realize this, they realize that Acacia cannot escape from Skydeer's back channel. They want to jump in and save Acacia. But of course, right when the Blue Nitro were trying to jump in, Tepe arrives, and Tepe catches them in the vines. Of course, it only stops the Blue Nitro momentarily, but it does the trick, because now they have to fight with Tepe. And Tepe apologizes to Toriko that he took Komatsu's heart way back in Area 7, because he says it was a big gamble. I gambled with someone's life, but knowing you guys, I was almost sure that you will find Pere and you will give Komatsu a new heart. And I bet on this because I think he wanted to activate Komatsu's Gourmet Demon. Because now Tepe says, when I'm looking at God, I realize that I was not wrong. And we see God, and God is kind of like in pain, I would say in pain. So what I think happens here is that Tepe knows that Komatsu is cooking God from the inside. He has the power to cook God. And this was all because of his doing, because he put Komatsu through that pain of death, and Komatsu now is a lot stronger and he has a lot more gourmet luck. So I think Tepe gambled, but the gamble paid off. And now Tepe is at peace with himself, and he's willing to sacrifice his own life to stop the Blue Nitro. That's the end of the chapter. Like, Tepe says, I'll sacrifice my life to kill the Blue Nitro. Toriko, you go eat God before Cassia does. And that's the end of the chapter. So the chapter is insane. But the shocker was Skydeer. Like, Whale King Moon, which is the most powerful of the 8 kings, could not absorb Acacia in its black hole. He could not. But Skydeer trapped Acacia in the back channel. And Skydeer is not letting Acacia go. This is insane. So rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.